I've never, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I've never put it.
Stop.
This courtroom is about to dive into a financial mess that's left both sides pointing fingers. On one side, a tenant, Cassandra Strayer, who insists she's paid every dime through money orders and Western Union. On the other, a property manager claiming the payments never landed or weren't enough. Miscommunication, management turnover, missing receipts, and mystery P.O. boxes in New York all collide in this confusing rental showdown. And to top it off, the judge is clearly running out of patience. Is this a classic case of landlord negligence or tenant avoidance? Stay tuned as both sides scramble to explain their version of the truth, and someone's credibility is about to be torn apart. Let's get into it.
Maybe we'll get some rhythm here once we get up and going. All right, this is file number 231359. This is titled Neighbors of Washburn Lake versus Cassandra Strasser. Mr. Nicholas Borden Sanford is here from the Palitz Law Firm. He was here last time. Also, the manager, Tanya, is present. The other manager was Julie. Tanya, are you on this one?
Yes, Julie Daler is no longer with our company. So I'm the district manager filling in for her until we get another on-site manager.
Thank you. All right,
Thank you.
we had a hearing on July 16th where we found that rent was $2,559.43 through July. Rent last paid April. Mr. Borden Sanford, what's the status here today?
Your Honor, we have not had been able to discuss a resolution, and we're still showing the amount due and owing, inclusive of court costs of $2,756.97.
Same as last time. Ms. Strasser, what's your position?
And here's the turning point. Cassandra insists she's paid everything. But notice her tone, calm, confident, and armed with receipts. She even points to specific months and a payment method the company allegedly approved. If true, this could completely undermine the landlord's claims. But here's the catch. She mailed the payments to a P.O. box, and no one's confirming they received them. So here's the big question for you. If you had receipts, but the other side claimed they never got your payment, what would you do? Let us know in the comments. Who's telling the truth here?
I have my money order receipts back from March saying that I'm up to date paid. I made a rather large payment end of February to get myself caught up. I wasn't able to use their online payment plan, so they told me I could send it to their P.O. box, send a money order. And I was never told that I could not continue sending money there. But I have been since March. And when I got this paperwork in the mail, I was unaware that any of this was happening.
So are you saying you've paid rent?
Yes, sir.
You paid April, May, June, July's rent?
Yes, sir, I have.
Paid it to where?
I have a P.O. box that they said that I can send it to in their package. It was Neighbors of Washburn Lake, P.O. Box, New York, New York. And I have an account number.
And how did you send the payment?
Through the mail. It wasn't allowing me to make payments online.
So you sent a certified check through the mail?
Yes, I sent a Western Union.
Western Union, a physical paper trail. This isn't some vague claim. Cassandra's got money orders and timestamps. But it raises a critical legal question. Is mailing a payment enough if the landlord never cashes it? Courts often follow what's called the mailbox rule, but that typically applies to government filings, not private rent. In landlord-tenant disputes, proof of delivery isn't always proof of payment. And the property manager? She's never even spoken to the tenant until today. That's a red flag in property management, especially in low-income or mobile home communities where transparency is key.
Tanya, I don't have your last name. What's your last name?
Stransky, Stransky.
And I've never met or spoken to Tanya. I did not know that Julie was not with the company anymore. That explains why I have not been getting responses via text messenger.
Well, when we were here 2 weeks ago, you indicated you tried to contact the manager. You have money orders back to March show that you paid the rent. So
Yes,
it's the
sir.
same thing you said last time. Your contention is you've paid the rent. Their contention is you have not. And you have the receipts for that?
Yes, well, I don't understand if they received April. I don't know why they didn't receive the month before, March. And they must have received my earlier of the larger payment to get caught back up in February. But yes, I
But
have
you're
Western
saying,
Union.
all right, do you have the receipts there in front of you?
Yes, I do.
All right, tell me, go through them starting in April.
Let's see. They're the is there any way I can like flip my camera so you can look at them?
Well, just read them to me at this point.
Okay. I have a money order receipt, two of them totaling in $410. For the March, same thing for April, May, June. And I've paid up, my July was sent also.
This is where it gets sticky. Cassandra has the receipts. She's reading exact figures, $410 for each month. But the other side's ledger only shows one payment in April. Now, someone's either flat out lying, or these payments are vanishing into a black hole. And when the judge says, "I'm not sure what to do with this," that's courtroom code for, "This is a disaster." This is shaping up to be a he said, she said, but with actual documentation in the mix. Who's got the stronger evidence? And could miscommunication from the prior manager be the hidden culprit?
All right, and you have all those receipts in front of you?
Yes, I do, sir. Judge, I don't know.
All right. Okay, so I'm not sure what to do with this, except continue it. We may have to have a hearing.
And Your Honor, if I may, the last payment that was received from the community was through a lockbox as a Zigo transaction, and that was taken for on on April 7th for $410. However, the balances continued to accrue due to the lot rent, the water sewer charge, late fee, and each month. So the payments of $410, and as the defendant has outlined, would not be enough to cover the ongoing monthly obligation.
I've never, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I've never
Stop. I'll give you a chance to speak. Don't just blurt things
Okay,
out.
I'm sorry.
All right. Go ahead.
Yep, and Your Honor, as I was stating, that the payments have not been enough to cover the outstanding balance. It seems like she's been carrying, over $1,000 per month in a balance, and so she'll make a payment. However, that is not enough to cover the balance that is due and owing.
Now we hit the financial brick wall. The landlord's team admits they received a payment, but claim it didn't cover the full amount. And here's the legal reality: rent isn't just rent. Lot fees, water, sewer, late fees, it all adds up. Courts look at total balance due, not just the base rent. Cassandra might have thought she was square, but if she missed $100 here or $50 there, those fees snowball fast. Still, this begs the question, was she ever clearly told what the total owed actually was? Or was this a game of miscommunication and crossed wires?
So are you telling me that you've received her payments of May, June, and July?
As reflected in the ledger I have in front of me, Your Honor, it seems that no payment has been received to the community since April 7th, 2025, and that was for $410 via a Zigo payment.
Zigo?
Yes.
That's a proprietary name?
Yes, that is. I believe that's a payment method that tenants can make at grocery stores, and as well as, I believe, getting a money order through that.
All right. So we have a fundamental issue of, I did get your brief, by the way, in support of non-payment of rent cases in mobile home communities, hopefully at some point. So we have a fundamental dispute here. She says she paid the rent, you say you didn't. Then you may be correct, even if she did pay the rent, there may be some additional costs regarding late fees or utilities or other things. But the claim is that she's paid no rent since April 7th.
Here's the core dispute boiled down. Cassandra says she paid rent for April through July. The property? They say they've seen nothing since April 7th. This is a legal gray area that judges hate: conflicting accounts, no neutral third-party proof, and one missing ingredient: transparency. The prior manager's sudden disappearance? That complicates everything. It's now less about whether payments were made and more about whether the system to track them ever worked in the first place. And if the management can't prove they kept proper records, well, that opens the door for doubt.
And she says she's paid April, May, June, and July's rent. Previous manager is gone. Ms. Travisky, is there a method that she described about sending payment to a post office box in New York? Does such a thing exist?
Were you talking to me? I'm sorry.
Yes, yes.
Yes, there is such thing as a lockbox that they can send money orders to. We actually try to discourage it just because it does take a little bit sometimes for us to reach them, but not anything like this many months by any means. We've not had any phone calls from her. Julie just stopped working for the company on Friday. So, her notes were pretty caught up. We've not had any conversation with Cassandra at all, with her bringing in all of those receipts to prove that she has paid those so that we could look and try to find them. We've not heard from her at all.
Is there somebody in the office?
Yeah, me.
We
don't have an office on site at Washburn. We don't have an on-site office, so she would have to reach out to Julie through that number, and then Julie would either meet her at that location, or we do have a couple of offices. We've got one at Stanky that's 7 minutes away from Washburn that she could come down to.
All right.
I never know.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Strasser.
Okay, the previous that you were saying, that April payment through a Zevo, whatever the lawyer, I have never used any of those kind of payments. I have always used Western Union. When the park was sold not too long ago, I have a phone number and I have text messages in my phone that I thought I was communicating with Julie, and she just stopped texting me back one day, and I have never met Tanya. I had no idea there was a stinky resort that I could, go give this stuff to. I did not know this information.
This is damning. Cassandra claims she was completely in the dark, no idea there was a new manager, no knowledge of the Stanky office, and no return calls. That's a total breakdown in communication. From a legal standpoint, if tenants aren't notified of major management changes or how to properly pay rent, courts can side with the tenant, especially if they made reasonable efforts to pay. And it sounds like Cassandra thought she was doing the right thing: texting, mailing, even keeping receipts. But the system around her completely collapsed.
All right, well, you're all going to win a free trip to the courthouse in Centerville and sit down here in a trial and establish how much this is. or you can try to meet with each other and see if you can come to some sort of an accounting. We can't do this by Zoom. Mr. Borden Sanford's never been to Centerville. This may be a free trip. You can get lunch at Yoder's, but we can't do this from here. So let me look. Because I've been on vacation, my calendar is quite crowded.
Looking forward to the trip, Your Honor.
All right, we can continue this to Friday, August 15th. At 11 a.m. live, not Zoom. If the parties are able to resolve it, they can submit a conditional order of dismissal.
I would love to do that. I would love to have your phone number, Tanya, so I could actually speak to you or meet you somewhere and get this resolved.
I'm okay with that. We can do that. That's not a problem. Let me give you can I give her my phone number now, Judge, or would you like me to wait?
Wait, I'm gonna put you all in a breakout room here in a moment after we take care of the other case. So everybody stay with me.
Okay.
Anyway, for now, this is continued for a live hearing. Ms. Strasser, meaning you need to bring any and all receipts that you have that you contend have been used to be paid.
So where does this messy case leave us? Cassandra says she paid every month, with receipts to prove it. The property insists they didn't receive those payments, or that they didn't cover the full balance due. Add in a missing manager, questionable communication, and a confusing payment process, and you've got a recipe for courtroom chaos. Now, a live trial will force both sides to show their cards, and the judge made it crystal clear. Bring every receipt, every message, every number. This one's far from over. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns. We've got plenty more drama where this came from,